Episode brought to you by Carbon Health. You guys know Carbon Health. I love Carbon Health. I talk about them all the time. They're known for having over 120 locations that handle urgent care, COVID, RSV, flu testing, vaccinations, but you should also know that they expanded into primary care services that also include connected health, which means that the idea of health isn't just about our bodies, which is obviously very important, but it's also about our mind. Carbon Health providers come connected with mental health specialists as well. They expanded their primary care services in 2023. If you're in Massachusetts, you can have access to the connected care there as well, and it's expanded from California all the way to Massachusetts. Carbon Health, excellent urgent care and testing center, but don't sleep on their primary care services.
Is Adam Driver going to be our next Reed Richards? Is Jonathan Major going to be our Kang still? We don't know. He's getting dropped from his publicist, his manager, his management, so we'll see what happens there. And should I have had 3 martinis and a tequila shot last night? Probably not. My head is frickin' pounding. But you know what you guys should do? Go over to Spotify. Check us out over there. We are now on video. That is what we are doing to make things great for you. Also, we are on our road to 100,000 subscribers. And you know that that's a very serious road because Brett's on Kristian's back. So I feel like there's probably a metaphor in that. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. The big thing. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Perfect.
I thought that's
Killing it.
what we were hoping for. We're just, oh, yeah, really good. I'm not Kristian Harloff, and Brett Sheridan certainly isn't either, but he is running the ones and twos right now. Brett, you got to go to your camera, my dude. You got to show you. You got to go on the wide.
But it says Harloff. It doesn't say Brett.
I think that this is going to be our best show yet.
I would say so.
Like, it's called The Big Thing, but it's really the best thing.
Yeah.
And we are ready for this job. The thing about it is, you are learning how to engineer a whole show, like right now.
Yeah.
As we are doing this. I am learning how to function as a human being. I wish you guys could have seen what happened before the show started. It looked like this. Brett,
And me.
Brett.
Trying to get all the assets
Brett,
together.
talk to me, Brett. And Brett was like really trying to work, and I was not. I was trying to screw everything up. There's a lot going on in the world, but the biggest thing that's going on
The big thing is your hangover.
No, is our show.
Oh.
Not this show, our live show.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good segue.
Yeah, I just wanted to let the people know. If you love things like this, which essentially consists of me being hungover, but you'd rather see me drunk. Now, I don't think I'll be drunk at the show. Maybe like 1 or 2 drinks during the show.
It
could get rowdy.
Yeah, a little rowdy.
We're doing a live show. It's on April 28th. If you live in the LA area and you're not there, then you're fucking missing out. It's The Big Thing Live. It's got Brett. It's got me. It's got Kate. It's got Steph. It's got Mike. It's got Winston. It's got Coy. And of course, the one and only Kristian Harloff, who is not here right now for undisclosed reasons.
Yeah. He bugged out on us.
You know what he said to me?
No.
He said, I'm not going to be at the show for a very good reason.
That's it.
Yeah. That's you know where he is?
I do know.
Is it a very good reason?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All I got was for a very good reason.
No, it's like he's going to I'm guessing it's a screening, and somebody's going to be there. I don't want to give away.
Okay.
But I think one of the stars is going to be at the screening.
That's fun.
Or it's just a thing that this star is going to be at.
A big thing.
Yeah.
It's,
It was a big thing that he
thing.
was going to be.
Why would he not tell me what it was then?
You know, Kristian is an enigma.
He's cagey.
Yeah, he's sus, as the kids say.
Yeah, he's very sus. I think we were on air when we had that conversation. Sometimes we talk on the phone and I don't know whether we're on air or not.
Oh, exactly. Well, I know I'm going to be on the air when I get a phone call from him, because that's when he's messing around with doing a live stream and he's calling me.
Let's air some stuff out before Kristian yells at us. The thing that I want to air out is, how do you feel about the chipmunk voice?
I think it's fun because I've only seen it a couple times, but are people getting annoyed with these?
I'm people.
You don't like it?
Why is chipmunk so vulgar?
Oh, well, I mean, that matches. You know, you'd want a chipmunk to be.
Chipmunk and Elmo should go back and forth, I think.
Yeah, I think this was, I lined up, getting this new one. I sold some equipment that we had in order to get us this new one. And I think people are both liking it. And people are like, hey, could you get the old mixer back? Because we've got, all these different, what's this one? Yeah.
Can you do one for me?
It
doesn't work like that.
No, I need to figure out how I can put it on the different
mics.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then maybe that's for next time that we take over the studio.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of your guys' favorite things that we do at home is reveal everything about my love life. And we haven't done Roxy's dating life in a minute. So I figured that I would enlighten you guys all on the horrors that are my dating before we get into the real stories of the day. Honestly, I'm actually excited to talk about the Adam Driver stuff. Less excited to talk about the Jonathan Major stuff, but we will. And Maude versus Maude, that with Halle Berry and Angelina Jolie, all the different stuff that we will get to. But most importantly, what's going on in my love life. So for those of you guys who don't know, I think Kristian outed me on the air about this. I'm not sure, but I think he did. I got so badly ghosted. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, Canada ghosted me. It was fucking brutal, Brett. Like, we were dating for 3 months, and the last thing that he wrote to me was like, babe, an exciting announcement. When are you free? I can't wait to celebrate. And I was like, amazing. Like, here's when I'm free. Let's celebrate. And then he ghosted.
I don't like that.
I haven't heard from him in a month.
In a month?
Yeah, he ghosted. It's an official ghosting. Yeah, it was brutal. Especially because you guys know I really liked him. So that fucking sucked.
After this, like, hey, when do we get together? There was no argument. There was no. This is a ghosting. When things were going well.
Yeah, he literally wrote, "Babe, I want to celebrate when are you free." Oh God. That is like so classic my generation. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, as I've told my girlfriends this story, and I have like, you can look at the conversation.
Yeah.
It makes me feel insane because I'm like, wait, what? We had gone on the best date. And then like on that date, he was like, I want to go to Catalina. Can we go this weekend? Like, can I see you tomorrow? Can all this stuff? And then like, babe, whatever. What? And then gone.
I don't like that.
Just gone. Yeah, no shit. I don't like it either. So I took a month off of dating since then because it was just like, what the hell? And last night I went on a first date. I went on my first date since him. And I got smasherooned. That's not a sex euphemism. I got very tipsy. The date was fucking awesome. Awesome. This guy is awesome. I don't know what to make of it. We'll see what happens there. I was very nervous for it, and I almost didn't go, but I did.
Was that nervous drinking? Was that kind of...
No, it was fun drinking.
Fun drinking, okay.
It was fun drinking. Like, so it was hours. The date was hours, so it wasn't like chugging.
Yeah.
But, and we like went to 3 different... It was a drink per spot.
Okay.
And it just like got wildly out of control in terms of the drinks. Like, all of a sudden, last night I got home and I was like, oh my God, I am drunk. So what did I do? I made up a weird lie and texted Brett and said, that's you. and I said, at 2 a.m, I texted Brett and I said, I think my garage is broken. I might need you to pick me up in the morning because my drunk self knew I don't think I can operate a vehicle tomorrow morning.
Got it.
So I wake up at 7:30 to a text from Brett that says, "What time do you need me to get you?" And I was like, "Why would Brett come get me?"
Then you had to put it all together.
And then I scroll up and I was like, wow. And then I wrote, I think my garage is working again. I'll be okay.
I love it. I love it.
Like, what the fuck? Like, why wouldn't I just feel comfortable enough with you saying,
Yeah.
hey, I'm tipsy.
Yeah.
Can you pick me up? But instead, my garage isn't working, Brett.
I'm completely on the way. There's no reason why I wouldn't stop by and get you. And that's wonderful.
Yeah. So that's my serial killer
That's our
trait.
show, folks.
That's my serial killer trait. That's my love life update. I'll keep you guys posted. I guess we'll call this guy Martini for now until
Martini.
until we
Okay,
figure
I
out
like
his real. So Canada ghosted. That fucking sucked. I'm so with you guys out there, you single people. It is so hard. Dating is so effing hard in your 30s in Los Angeles, but I'm sure everybody everywhere. It's a nightmare. At least I went on a good date last night.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I think that that's a chicken shit move right
Chicken
there.
shit.
I can't believe because we had to kind of, you have to build up that thing, make that phone call and say I don't think this is working down or sit down with somebody, but now we just ghost them.
It's confusing because I didn't see the writing on the wall at all. Like, I know he has communication issues, as
Yeah.
we've talked about, as Kristian does a
Great.
whole bit.
Yeah.
But why did you text me, babe, I want to celebrate this event that just happened. When are you free? Why did you text me that and then ghost me? That's just super weird. So I don't think, Brett, that there was a, like, this isn't working out moment for him. I think he just, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But just call and say, I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
For whatever reason. So that I'm not sitting there wondering, like, why aren't you picking up?
Yeah.
Why aren't you responding? Am I still dating you? Like, I didn't see anybody else because he had the whole, like, we're exclusive talk with me. And so I wasn't talking to anybody else. So it took me a month until this week to be like, it's okay to see somebody else, Rox. Like, he hasn't said anything in a month, so you can go on a date. Like, he literally hasn't responded to you in a month. I think that's a pretty clear sign.
Yeah.
Like, how long would you have waited until you were like, okay, I don't owe this person not seeing somebody else?
I've been out of this game for a long time. I would, God, I mean, a week maybe if nobody
week,
called
right?
me,
Yeah, totally. That's what I was like, a week.
Yeah.
And then after a week, I was like, maybe he's just busy.
Yeah, that's...
You give yourself all the excuses. You're like, maybe it was a hard week at work.
That's a horrible thing to do to a person.
Horrible.
I'm sorry. Roxy.
Cruel.
That is cruel.
Yep. All right. That's me.
Oh,
This is just me.
be better.
Yeah,
People, come on.
Yeah, Brett, can you give him a speech right now? If you were to call him, what would you say? Dear Canada.
No, dear Canada. This is yeah, I don't know. This is something that I feel like I'm going to deal with this with my daughter. And I don't know, because immediately there's a rage that fills inside of me because I don't, the call would not be nice. It would be very, very angry. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it right now. I gotta tell you, I'm hurt by this. I'm hurt for you.
No, that makes really good on-air fodder that you cannot do it right.
I can't. I just it's just what a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You who isn't a dick though.
Who?
Oh, I was going to lead into a story.
Yeah, who's not a dick?
I think
Adam Driver?
Adam Driver. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Driver's not a dick.
Let's see if
Well,
I
we don't know that for sure, but it doesn't seem that
figure
way.
out how this works.
Okay. While you do that, I'm going to let the people know that this morning, as we were hungover, and by we I mean me, I'm looking through Twitter, like just making sure I know Kristian's not going to be here. I'm like, are there any other stories? Because Kristian actually did a rundown for us for the show today.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was very nice. Am I going to use it? We'll see. It's kind of like when Alex used to put together rundowns, and I'd be like, I have a game I want to play instead. Let's talk about my love life. But I was like, okay, let me just make sure nothing new popped up. And I started to see Adam Driver trending, Reed Richards trending, and I was like, whoa, that's been a lot of people's dream casting for a while now. So I don't think it's been confirmed that he is going to be the next Reed Richards, but it has been reported on that he is in talks. I saw one article saying he's in talks, another article saying he's been offered the role. What do you think about this, Brett? Thank you for finally pulling up the story. No, it's still not there.
Do you know what my thought process right now was?
Yes. What?
In the tacking of this, I'm like, how do I go see if the news, like, I'm going to click over here. Oh, look it's ready to go. I'm like, because I was scrolling through all the other ones, and I thought that maybe it might be a different one.
You left me hanging.
Yeah.
In my time of need.
Because I'm like, how do I check?
Do you know anything about Fantastic Four? Do you give a shit about Fantastic Four, or do you love Adam Driver? What are your thoughts on this?
I love Adam Driver. Let me go back to the wide here. I love Adam Driver.
Are you gonna announce every time you change cameras?
Yeah. I think that's the best way. You got to work people through this, and especially on Spotify, where we're video too, where they can actually see it and hear it. It's helpful for me to walk them through it. Fantastic Four. I didn't mind the one that had what was it? Chiklis is a name that sounds familiar.
Michael Chiklis.
Michael Chiklis. The little Chickles. Oh, and one of my favorites, the female one of them. What's her name?
The female one of them, Sue.
Of the Sue. Yeah. Who played her in that one?
Maybe you could help by looking things up so we can talk about
I
the story.
think we just do that. But Jessica Alba, right? She was in that one.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen the Fantastic Four movies since they came out. Because there was the one with Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller. And
I didn't see that one.
I might have just made it up.
No, I'm sure it's a one, but I only saw the old one. So
let's take a gander. Is Gamma working?
Yeah, let's take a gammer, guys. So I would say, yeah, I have.
Oh my God, Kristian, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh God, I would like to think that if I wasn't hungover, I would be able to pull this right now, but I don't know if that's the case. You guys know I don't remember movies to save my life.
Well, we're taking a gammer.
So Fantastic Four in 2015 starred Miles Teller as Reed Richards. Yeah, okay, I didn't make this movie up.
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara as Sue Storm, and Jamie Bell. Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in the movie. I really like him. And that was the Josh Trank one. Right. Okay. So then previously in 2005, we had the Fantastic Four movies with Michael Chiklis, as you pointed out, Jessica Alba, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, yes.
Yep. And Ian Grufford, which I didn't remember at all being Reed Richards. I don't know if that's even how you say his name. And that's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
And that's where we're at. So how do you feel about Adam Driver?
I feel that Adam Driver...
do you think they're screaming at home?
Yeah, they are. They're like, we're just talking about the topic.
Boy, oh boy, are we trying.
I'm going to tell you this. I know that Kristian told me what I should think about this before.
Okay, what did he say?
He's like, just talk about how Adam Driver was, mostly he's kind of plays evil characters, and this Reed
is a good guy.
He's a good guy, and how this is,
I guess that Kristian's base for Adam Driver obviously is Star Wars, right? And there's other movies that I know he's seen him in, like Marriage Story, or like the where I guess he's not playing the nicest guy in that either. I grew with Adam Driver on Girls. Like that's my first point of connection with him. So I always think of him as like the love interest, which is kind of weird because I know most people didn't watch that show, and also he was really quirky on that show. I think he is the best working actor today, and so he elevates everything he does. Not only did he go to Juilliard, so obviously he's incredibly classically trained, but he does indies. He does franchise movies. He did that movie this year, 65, that people said he was amazing in. I didn't check it out, but it came out a couple months ago. This man is like all over our screens right now. I'm a little surprised if he is accepting this, that after doing Star Wars, that he wanted to do another massive franchise, like, tentpole film, because he does seem like he wants to be in that indie world, and signing on to be Reed Richards probably is going to be, I would have to assume that they signed him to a minimum 3-picture deal, just because they don't want what happened in Fantastic Four previously to keep happening.
Maybe he was like, oh, yeah, these indies don't pay as well. Maybe.
I don't know that that's like
No.
something that like if you're making $5 million a movie versus $20 million a movie, I don't know if that's concerning to you, but maybe.
I think it's probably just he thinks it's a cool role and wants to do it. I mean, there's probably a point where you're like, I don't want to do big franchise. Oh, wait, what? Oh, Reed Richards?
Right.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a different story. So I'm guessing it's the role, and maybe he loves the Fantastic Four.
And like Kristian said, his other main franchise movie, he was evil as shit.
Yeah.
So this will be cool to see if he does accept this. I don't know many actors who would turn down Reed Richards. It's just like feels like his trajectory had been a little more indie. But this would be really, really cool to see. I know that a lot of people were hoping that it was going to be John Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
That's right.
I wasn't particularly one of those, so I'm not heartbroken over that. What do you think the chances are that this is actually happening?
That's a good question. That's a good question, Roxy, that I don't know. I think
Perhaps if we had the article up,
I pulled it up. Do you want to read it? Should I go to the thing again?
Is it G-Man?
No, this is the comic book movie news. And I can go over here.
I'm gonna my God. You have to scroll.
I was so ready for this. All right, boom. All right, there's Reed Richards right there. Look at him. Somebody made that up. Made it up. I think he'd probably have shorter hair.
Oh my God.
Guess. Okay. Do you want to start reading right there?
You really do. Fantastic Four Adam Driver now rumored to be in final talks to play Reed Richards. We have previously heard that Adam Driver was in the running to play Reed Richards in Marvel Studios' upcoming Fantastic Four reboot, and a new rumor is claiming that he's now in final talks. That's interesting that how do these things leak, right? Final talks. Who's pushing that out? Do we finally have our first confirmed casting for Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four reboot? Not quite, but an official announcement might be just around the corner. According to reliable insider Daniel Richman via Patreon. Ooh, that was an exclusive.
Ooh.
Adam Driver, the Star Wars sequel, 65, House of Gucci. They put 65 right in his credits. Is in final talks to play Reed Richards, a.k.a. Mr. Fantastic. Brett, would you have known that Reed Richards is a.k.a. Mr. Fantastic?
I've heard that before, but I wouldn't have had that off the top of my head.
Good. This isn't the first time we've heard Driver's name in connection with the role, as he's previously been rumored to be in contention along with other actors, and more recently was said to be a frontrunner. There's some talks of him being in line to play Dr. Doom. So I had heard about that too. I think that goes to what Kristian was kind of mentioning to you, that people don't really want to see him as the big bad right now, because we just kind of did that. That's what I got for you. That's pretty much.
I'd say that's the story,
pretty
folks.
much. I would say we nailed it, Brett.
I would say we did too, and I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna do. I don't know.
Can you move the screen up a little bit, please? Because you don't. And you know what? This is a perfect time to hear a message from our sponsors.
Yes, it is. Let's go. Let's hear a little something from our sponsors,
who we love so much. Thank you.
Yes, and let's hope we keep them after this show.
Green Chef, guys. I've talked to you guys about a little bit more about Green Chef recently, and they've been sending stuff to my family. Oh man, it's so good. It's so delicious. The chicken and the beef and everything about it. It's really, really good. I hope that you guys have tried it already. It is a CCOF certified meal kit company, if you didn't know. It makes eating well as easy, really easy, and it has these plans to fit every lifestyle, whether it's keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or you're just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. I did this too, by the way. I had this. I do like a stir fry with it. I put like brown rice with it. It's so good. It's convenient. It's easy. It's really, really good. You can bring more flavor to your table this spring with Green Chef's wholesome elevated recipes. They have the seasonal, they have organic produce and unique farm fresh ingredients like rainbow carrots, bok choy, and olives. It's incredible. They have the options that, they have these different meal kits, and I took the family style, which is what I really like. It's the number one meal kit for eating well with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. It's amazing. If you're craving like a particular recipe, you can double the portions in your weekly order with just one click. They offer more customization now than they ever did beforehand, and you can swap protein in any meal that features chicken, beef, or salmon for USDA certified organic ground beef, USDA certified organic chicken, wild-caught sockeye salmon, and you can now add chicken or fish to select vegan and veggie recipes each week for that protein boost. I love it, man. I've had it a couple different times, but I just got these two right before I left for the wedding. These two big boxes that were sent, and man, like everything that was sent in there, it's like a lot of these other boxes sometimes they send like stuff you don't need. Everything in there, I'm like, oh, I definitely want that. I want that. To give different options to cook, so many different healthy meals, but just delicious meals, tasty meals. So good, so good. I had this pesto chicken that they sent that I made. Oh, so yummy. The beef's fantastic too. These little burgers. My wife made a whole bunch of burgers. When I got back, I had one waiting for me. Anyway, you want to go over to greenchef.com/thing60. You got to use that code thing60. And why? Why do you use thing60? Because you get 60% off plus free shipping. Did you hear that deal? 60% off. Try it. It's worth just trying. I never heard of this thing before. Well, now you just heard about it, and now you get 60% off. So do it. It's really, really great. We absolutely love it. Please go and check it out. It is Green Chef.
Thank you so much. We love our sponsors here. We are so lucky to have them, and we really appreciate them giving that much needed break to us because we had to recoup. How you doing, Brett?
I want somebody to stumble on that hasn't seen. I sat in a live show with Kristian the other day, and somebody was like, boy, the schmoes is really falling off. And that's going to happen. Somebody's going to have this be their first. They haven't heard what Kristian's been doing in a while. They're going to come into this, and they're going to go, what has happened to this show?
Brett, let's welcome them. Which camera's the wide?
Wide's over there. All right.
Hello, newcomers and old comers alike. We are so grateful for all of you. That's actually true. Here's what's also true. Kristian Harloff is the host of this show. He's absent today, and we are doing our very best.
Yes.
I just wanted to let them know.
Yeah. And this is our best. we're having fun, though. I mean, I can tell you what, I'm not.
You know what we didn't do? Ghost them.
We didn't ghost them.
No, we didn't. And we are talking about things that happened in the news.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the job. Speaking of that being part of the job, see transition gold.
Yeah, let's check that out. This one.
Let's talk about Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, we have to.
I know. The thing about this is that it's not really ours at this current time to speculate what happened here. That's not really this show. And it's not really what you and I feel like doing because that sounds like a disaster. But it is relevant to nerddom. He is supposed to be the next phase, big bad. We've already seen him in Loki. We've already seen him in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And people have been really excited to see him as Kang in the future because there was like 50 different versions of him. Now, there were allegations of assault, and it seemed like very quickly his representation were like, these are absolutely false and we will be fighting this. And then this week he was dropped by his publicist and manager or management team. And those are obviously not great signs in terms of the people in your corner very likely not believing your innocence, at least, because otherwise why would they drop him? Now, again, that's speculation that that's why they dropped him, but that would be my assumption. And he's been arrested, and this is going to be an ongoing issue in the same way that it was with Johnny Depp in his trial, and the same way that it is with Ezra Miller and their trial, and now with Jonathan Majors. So the question being, number one, specifically in this situation, How do you want to see them handle it in terms of Marvel? Like, do you think that that he will be dropped? Do you think that they should recast? Do you think that they should wait till all the smoke is clear? Or in general, what do you think we should do as a society when things like this keep coming up?
I think it's tough when it's this kind of an accusation to even talk about like what's going to happen in movies and things like this.
Right,
because
of course,
it's like
not the biggest.
Yeah. And it is the space we live in is that like, oh yeah, people go, well, what are they going to do about this? What are they going to do about this? It's not looking good. I mean, that's from the time that they dropped the little text exchange with his girlfriend, right? It was a girlfriend or wife? Girlfriend?
Yeah. I know that there was like a lot of places reported girlfriend, and then a lot of publications were like, well, or whatever that means to him. Like girl that he was seeing, dating. Who knows?
Yeah, that didn't look good. I think.
But that came from his team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was wild.
Yeah, they're like, oh, here, this'll clear things up.
And it was like,
somebody kind of tap dancing and around the subject, but like, don't worry, we'll make this better. It seemed very, it's rough.
But you're Marvel. I'm Brett Sheridan. You all of a sudden,
I've got to deal with this.
You're Feige or whoever's making this decision. You're the team. You're in the room. What do you do?
I think they gotta redirect now.
Now,
yeah.
Before any conclusions.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the way things are, and there's pretty.
We have to assume they're running an internal investigation right now, and they probably are more aware of certain situations.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with all the drop, like you said, with having the everybody going, no, we stand behind him, and then suddenly going like, nope. Gone. So they must know something, and somebody knows something, and I think that it's probably they're Marvel scrambling right now to figure out what direction to go with it.
And if you are thinking that they should go in a different direction, are you thinking that they should get rid of the character, or are you thinking they should replace the actor?
I'm pretty.
Did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania?
I didn't. But
okay.
I with all this whole different timelines and things like that, can't they just the character can remain and become different, right?
I suppose they would have to do something like that. But we saw him in the multiverse. Throughout the multiverse, he looks like Jonathan Majors.
Okay.
Like we saw 80 of him. He's actually the only character that we've seen so many of him.
So it wasn't like the Loki thing where the Loki variants look all different. He's variants, but as himself. Is that?
So
maybe I should watch this film.
It's a great question, and honestly, I've always been more of a DC girl than Marvel. But the thing about Marvel that kind of confuses me sometimes is the difference. There's variants. There's different timelines. There's scrolls, which is like shapeshifters, and there's so many different can look the same but are different people.
Yeah.
I think that what Kang is like he looks like him throughout all of the universes and times. But there was if I remember correctly at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, there's one of him that looked different, like I feel like maybe like a lizard or something. There was some kind of varying degree or like had some kind of difference to him. So, but no, not like Loki where there was like Lady Loki and then there was alligator Loki. Although maybe that's what I'm thinking about with the lizard situation. But I think he looked like him mostly just like blonde him, brunette him, things like that. So either they're going to have to keep the character, which I think they have to do because they've set up like a whole future with him, and recast him and kind of do what you just said to explain. Like he just looks different. Or they don't explain at all and they just recast, or they don't recast because that's what Warner Brothers decided to do with Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
I mean, when with the announcement that they were, or not even an announcement, I guess, lack of announcement that Warner Brothers was keeping Ezra Miller as Flash, the Ezra was on trial for for up to 26 years in prison. Like that's no joke, you know. That was for the burglary. After the 2 charges of assault, when they threw the chair at somebody and gashed her head open, but the alleged grooming. So I mean, they're not the same accusations as Jonathan Majors, but very severe accusations. And Warner Brothers has just said, essentially, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
This movie is great. And James Gunn was like, The Flash is amazing. You guys are going to love it. And honestly, I bet it effing is. Is there a world in which you see Marvel, even if Jonathan Majors the accusations are found to be true, is there a world in which they keep him?
Now that you've said all that, there probably is. I mean, but I guess, okay. No, I guess the difference is with this though, is that was shot. That's in the can. That's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if moving forward they're going to keep Ezra Miller. Do you think they'll keep moving forward, or do you think it's going to do?
It's a great question. Prior to it being shot, there was the Ezra Miller choke slamming that woman, I think in Iceland, and they just brushed that the fuck under the rug. The major accusations didn't come till later. But similar to Jonathan Majors, Ezra had already been the Flash in other movies. Jonathan Majors has already been, it's not like this was just a casting announcement. Yeah. That the future movies might not be in the can, but partially, this has already been done. I don't see Marvel keeping him. I do kind of see Warner Brothers keeping Ezra. A lot of people online are obviously talking about, is that because one of them is white and one of them is black, and how society deals with people. I don't know that that's mine to say that that's why Warner Brothers or Disney is making a decision. But I do think it is very strange that Ezra still has a job, and it puts Marvel in a very, very uncomfortable position with Jonathan Majors.
The whole thing is just all these, both of them. I'm just baffled by what what these companies are dealing with, and that certain things have happened, like that they go, oh no, the movie's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. We can't.
Remember when all the Kevin Spacey stuff came out, and All the Money in the World, like, filmed Christopher Plummer in 12 days or some shit? Like, that has a way smaller budget. You can replace anybody.
Yeah,
you can replace anybody in anything if you would like to.
Wasn't it in Tig and
zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
Whatever that, right?
Kristian said something about going to see something at Evil Dead, but it was not Evil Dead. It's something Army of the Dead.
Yes.
Army of the Dead. Yeah, so
that's what it was called. Yeah, I mean, people get replaced all the time.
Yeah.
Like, not all the time, but studios have figured out a way to do it. I guess we'll just kind of have to see what they do here. It's not, I don't envy the position of the people making decisions. And I do think that what James Gunn said holds true when he was like, I don't, the people who work for me don't represent me. Like, that doesn't speak.
Exactly.
That's not who I am. Other decisions that adults make, that's not, but we can hold the executives accountable though. And it's like, I don't want to see people who are awful on the screen all the time. But the same thing's happening right now. I don't know if you've saw all the controversy with the show Beef.
No, I wasn't. I started watching Beef last night.
So the guy in Beef, one of the guys, I think the actor's name is David Cho
from Walking Dead.
No, that's Stephen Yeun. Cho.
Oh, his last name is Cho.
In the show?
Yeah.
This guy is the one who is his cousin.
Oh, okay.
So I think that they've resurfaced footage of him making maybe a joke, maybe not a joke, about raping women. And he said something. I don't want to misquote it, so just know that this isn't the exact quote, but it was something like, "I can't get off unless I know they don't want it," or something like that. Like
Yikes.
something like that on a podcast. And that resurfaced, and people are like asking. Twitter is saying like boycott beef, because this guy, this supporting character, is in this, and it does. I watched the show. I loved the show. I watched it before any of this came out. Then I started seeing all the stuff, and I was like, wow, we are living in a very interesting time where if you're an executive, you're kind of effed, like in terms of these decisions that you have to make, because you either fire people too soon, like you did with James Gunn, or you fire people too late, like possibly you're doing with Ezra Miller. If you're a consumer, we're asking a lot of each other to know all of the actors in the shows that you're watching and know what their history is, and to only want to watch people who are good. And newsflash, most of the people we listen to, musicians,
Yeah.
most of the people that we watch, actors, a lot of them are horrible people. There's just varying degrees of that. So anyway, I think it's a complicated issue, and it's going to continue to be a complicated issue for many, many years to come right now.
Yeah, it's like the company you keep, I guess. It's just surround yourself with good people, and or maybe not anymore.
Or not.
Maybe you don't have to.
Or
Maybe
not, and see how it goes.
Yeah, see how it goes. Yeah, that's a lot. Boy, that was a heavy discussion. That's some heavy stuff. And I guess
Let's get it off our
the only
shoulders.
thing I can say is that I guess I'm glad that these things aren't getting swept under the rug like in old Hollywood and stuff like that, where just, I mean, if you go back and you look at all the crazy shit that happened back then, that just kind of we heard about it years and years after these people died. And, I think
Totally.
it's, be good out there, people. And don't do shady shit.
At the end of the day, I think all of us want to see people who are good be more successful than people
Exactly.
who are evil.
Yeah.
It just sometimes doesn't work like that. And it is, yeah, you're right. That it's not a heavy discussion in terms of, I don't think you and I even know how we feel about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know the answers to any of it. It's just like, what do we think that the studios are going to do? I
Yeah,
don't know what I
exactly.
would do, and I don't know what the right answer is. I really don't. I do know that there is a movie that I really want to see, Maude versus Maude. Have
Oh,
you heard
really?
about this? Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I'm pretty excited because I think that this is a bomb.com dynamic of Halle Berry and Angelina Jolie. And they're going to be opposite each other in a movie. It looks freaking awesome though. I think it's like they called it almost like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of fight, back and forth. And these are two badass chicas that I would love to see. Let's see, from our G-Man Dark Horizons. Warner Brothers Pictures has won a multi-studio bidding war for Maude vs. Maude. Maude v. Maude, a new action thriller that has Angelina Jolie and Halle Berry both attached to star in it. Story details are under wraps, but the project is described as Bond v. Bourne. Oh, Bond versus Bourne is such a great way to describe something. That would be so sick. Style action thriller, likely see two spies with different styles, backgrounds, and methods who end up taking each other on. Berre and Jolie have both been around and well-known names in movies since the 90s, but they've never worked together prior to this. That is so cool. When you think about the biggest stars of our lifetime, I would say that these two are maybe the two biggest female stars of our life. Like, they're both just such, like, in the surviving A-list celebrity era, they're both A-list celebrities.
Yeah, I think there's always the discussion of are there stars who put butts in the seat anymore, and I think that these two women do. I think that these are big, and to be in the same film and have never worked together, and it sounds freaking awesome.
Yeah, you hear their names and you're like, I'm going to that.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not going to that. And I want to continue talking about it, but before we do, you know what I want to do?
What?
I want to hear from our sponsors.
Let's do it.
And you guys know about Sunday. I've been talking about it actually for the last couple of weeks, and it's almost spring. Pretty much spring here, but it's almost spring. The weather's getting better. And for me, we've been working on the yard a lot. So we get everything going, and my wife's a big, she likes to make sure that spring and the flowers and new stuff's going on with the garden. And we have this lawn care now with Sunday. It makes it very easy to enjoy. And the days are longer. The flowers are blooming, and you can spend a lot of time in the yard. And it's really, really good. You can reclaim your weekend, man. Reclaim your yard. Sunday's everything that you need to get the lawn that you dreamed of. If you go to getsunday.com/bigthing and you enter your address to get a customized plan created just for your lawn, there's no trips to the store or hauling heavy bags, since they ship it straight to your home. You just need a hose. It's that easy. You just put it on the hose, and then you apply Sunday. You can fertilize your whole lawn in less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite TV show. It's easy and it's affordable. Some lawn care services are for more than $1,500 a year. Sunday's full season plan starts at just $109. Yeah. Sunday is offering our listeners 20% off these deals, guys. I'm telling you. Full season plans start at $109, and you can get 20% off, but you have to use that code. You got to use getsunday.com/bigthing, and you use that at checkout. That's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/bigthing. All right, ExpressVPN, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about ExpressVPN. So I know that a lot of you guys think, why don't you use incognito mode? And a lot of people, yeah, sure, great. But let me tell you about something about incognito mode. It doesn't actually hide your activity. It doesn't matter what mode you use or how many times you clear your browsing history. Your internet service provider can see every single website that you visited. That's right. So even when I'm at home, I never go online without using ExpressVPN. We had them a while ago. So excited that they're back. I've been using them ever since. And it doesn't matter who your internet service provider is. The ISPs in the U.S. can legally sell your information to ad companies. ExpressVPN is an app that reroutes your internet connection through their secure services so your ISP can't see the sites that you visit. It keeps your information secure by encrypting 100% of your data with the most powerful encryption available. So I don't even realize that I have ExpressVPN on. It just runs seamlessly in the background. It's very easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button, and you're protected. And you forget that you even have it on. It's amazing. It's available on all your devices, whether it's your phone, computer, smart TV. So there's really no excuse not to be using it. Protect your online activity and do it today with the VPN rated #1 by Business Insider. So visit my exclusive link, and that's expressvpn.com/thing. And you can get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That is expressvpn.com/thing. expressvpn.com/thing to learn more.
Thank you so much to our sponsors. We love our sponsors here. We couldn't do the show without them, so we really appreciate it. I have a question for you about Maude v. Maude. I've never understood this. When is it V? When is it verse? When is it versus?
I think that's personal preference.
Seriously?
Yeah, because V is versus.
What's verse versus versus?
Verse versus versus?
Yeah.
That's a great name for a film.
But what is
What's
it?
the name? Steve Verse. Oh, you mean the term verse versus versus?
Yes. What's the difference between verse and versus?
Oh.
Like, is it Maude? When you're saying the title, when you see the letter V, Maude v. Maude, how do you say that?
That would be Maude versus Maude.
That's what you would say, or would you say Maude v. Maude?
Well, I mean, if I were hip and young, I would see V, but I think it means versus. I don't think verse. My son says like, "Oh, I versed this person when he was younger. Like we were playing a game and I versed him." But I think it's versus.
And
well, you've really just
right?
yeah.
As I was reading it, I was like,
Maude versus Maude.
well, verse on a song,
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
but verse.
Verse, chorus, verse. Versus. I think it's versus. Final answer.
And so V and versus are the same thing.
Yes.
And so you would say Maude versus Maude.
Maude versus Maude. I wouldn't say verse.
You think both these women are named Maude?
I would think. Or
So there's some kind of mix up at the beginning, and one of this people gets the other person's mail.
Oh yeah, they get there's a mix up, and they get the
assassin
assignments.
assignment. Yeah.
Or are they? But then their assignment is to kill themselves because they're mixed up, and then they
And it
have
just says
to
Maude on there.
Yeah, and they open it up, and it's like I'm supposed to kill myself, and the other one.
The
that's
movie
what
pretty much writes itself.
Yeah,
I mean, we figured it out in 2 seconds.
It's like if Jason Bourne got a dossier thing that said like kill Jason Bourne, and it was supposed to go to one of the other ones.
You want to know why we were able to do that?
Why?
Because we watch so many things.
We watch TV with Roxy.
Yeah, can you write me a theme song or what?
I think hey, I'm gonna put that out to the fans here. Roxy definitely needs. You guys are so good with writing songs. Write Roxy, please, a TV segment, because I really like to intro that, and I do like what I asked Kristian to do for this one. I like to see you while you're doing see a little quarter. We used to have that little cutout, right? The little overlay.
Yeah, that looked like a TV and it was sick. I don't know what he did with it. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. This show came back and I am obsessed with this show. It is one of the best comedies that is on air. It is so funny and clever, and I'm shocked anytime that none of you guys watch this because it's about stand-up comedians, and that's not the full of it, but this is a really, really funny show. Rachel Brosnahan does an amazing job holding down the nucleus of this show, but it also touches on some very real and kind of taboo topics of the time because it's 60 years ago. Wow, isn't it crazy when you talk about that time? Anything now, because I think that we're in 2000, but we're in 2023.
Because when we were younger, it was 30 years, and now it's
a really long time ago. This show's so good.
I love it. I just haven't started the season yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
you do love the show.
Oh, I do. There was a point.
It just came back, and I think I watched all the episodes that were out. It might have been 2 or 3 that they dropped.
The last season kind of
meandered.
Yeah, and I felt like I wasn't invested because I think she wasn't struggling as much. I think, but then there became some more struggle. So
yeah, I agree with you. I do think the last season kind of wandered a little bit, but this season so far has brought it back. Very good. Hi, I'm Dave. I'm Little Dicky. Hi, I'm Dave. Another great show. I talked to you guys about this last week, but then there was this episode that I watched with Killer Mike and Usher, and I don't understand how the show does what it does. It is so. You don't watch this one?
I don't. We started it.
Fuck, man.
I liked it.
This show is so cringe. It's the best. You watch it like this, and it's just self-aware. Little Dicky. He knows that some people don't know him, and he writes about his weird ass fandom and his little curved dick and all the things that he says. I'm like, this guy has no shame and he puts it all out there. And I just think that because of that, the show is laugh out loud funny, not chuckle to yourself, laugh out loud.
I enjoyed it when I started. I don't know why we didn't go back to it.
Wow, you really fucked it up.
I did.
That's anti-Semitic of you to not watch.
That's 2. I watch Maisel, so listen, I'm not anti-Semitic. I watch Mrs. Maisel.
That's the new. I have a friend who. Okay, Succession is on my list every week, and I'm not going to not put it on my list until this show is done because this final season is amazing. 2 episodes ago was wild. And then the follow-up was wild. Slight spoilers on this, but not full spoilers. I feel for Shiv. I feel for Shiv. And I can't believe this show has made me feel for anybody because they all are so evil and awful. And in this past week, I was like, oh, God. Shiv just gets the fucking short end of the stick. God. Amazing show. Best writing, best performances. This show should win all of the Emmys this year. And I think it will.
Boom.
Berre came back. Berre last season. So this show is always nominated for best comedy, which it's not a comedy anymore. It is straight up a drama, but it's great drama. And this last season got so dark. And then this season is, I'm going to say, even more dark. Have you ever caught Berre?
I don't know why I don't watch this because I absolutely love him. And
Bill Hader?
Yeah.
It is. Henry Winkler and Bill Hader. That's who. Is that who plays? Yeah, Goose now. And all of that.
Blah blah blah. Is that Henry Winkler from Rest Development is Rob Blah Blah.
Oh yeah. Wow, I loved that show, Arrested Development. This show is so fucking good, but it is dark and twisted. And this season we're dealing with a lot of prison stuff, and it is just like I don't know where the show's gonna go. I don't know how what bow they're gonna put on this. The relationship between him and his blonde girl, his ex, but not his ex, whatever you want to call her, is like so toxic and twisted, and I don't know what the show wants me to be thinking or rooting for, but I'm so happy it's back. And I know a lot of people fell off last season. I think this season started really strong, as long as you're okay with the fact that it's no longer a comedy.
I forgot to ask on the other ones, but what's this on? What's this?
I want to say that.
Good thing I did.
I want to say Barry's HBO Max, but I actually don't know that.
Okay.
You know, on my Apple TV, it just populates all the shit that I watch. So I click on it. I never really open any of my apps anymore.
Are these half hour?
Barry is shorter, but it also does that thing where it doesn't have like a set time sometimes. So I think sometimes it's like 41 minutes or some shit like that. But it's supposed to be a half-hour show.
Check it out, people, on HBO Max, baby.
You could help me by looking it up because I'm doing literally all of the work talking about it. But.
And our final for today. This has been fun, Rox. I'm
really
sorry
fun.
that you're in misery, but I think we had a good time.
No, I'm good. Love is blind. Did you hear what happened with this?
Well, all I know, I brought this picture up because I saw somebody doing on TikTok, like goofing on her. They had like just a paper towel draped over their shoulder.
It is so weird. Gosh, people don't like Nick and Vanessa Lachey as the hosts of this. I love them. They're wildly opinionated. It's not like watching other shows where the host just kind of like, they're opinionated about the people. Yeah. So I think they're entertaining. No, what happened was, Brett, that they were supposed to do this live. They were supposed to go live Sunday at like 6 p.m. Netflix was going to do a live stream of this, and they just couldn't figure it the fuck out. So people sat there waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally after 4 hours, they were like, "We can't figure this out. We're going to drop it tomorrow at noon." Wow. And so they just, like, the start of the show is Vanessa Lachey being like, "Hey everyone, obviously we're not live. We have literally been sitting here for hours. We couldn't figure it out. Our bad. So we're just doing it taped." It was like,
that's wild.
Like, you're Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, you figured out how to bring us live today.
Kinda.
That being said, I watched the reunion. I think it was like an hour and a half. This is on Netflix. And it was informative. I do feel like the three couples that are couples seem like they're actually going to make it work. And everybody else, there's a villain, Irina. I think she's still the fucking villain. I kind of felt bad for Micah, even though she was a little bit of a villain this season too. In general, the show is so much fun. And if you like love shows, dating shows, it's the best one on TV. And that's your TV picks for the week.
TV picks. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do the Love is Blind.
Change the camera, babe.
I don't know if I'll do it. Let's do the wide shot. I don't know if I'll do that. I don't know. There was something about those.
Doesn't sound like you're going to take any of my suggestions.
Oh, no. Berre is one I definitely want to check out. Little Dicky, I should revisit.
It's called Dave.
Little Dicky.
Hi, I'm Dave. Little Dicky. Hi, I'm Dave. Did you know him before the show?
I did see him. Well, I don't know if it was before the show, but I've seen him do like he's an insanely good freestyler, right? I saw him on some radio shows and stuff like that. So
yeah,
but I didn't know him other than that.
So yes, you knew him.
So I knew him, but I don't know if that was.
I'd be like saying
I don't know how long the show's been on.
I didn't know him other than I know him.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know if the show
you don't
had
know if it was
started.
before or after I totally get you.
But I mean, I enjoyed his rapping, if you will.
Yeah, he raps about vulgar ass shit.
Yeah.
Mostly
and he's
his
good.
Little penis.
His little penis.
If you had a little weenie, would you rap about it?
I'd say that you gotta, go with what you know.
Write about what
Write about what you know. And if you got a little peen, then you gotta do it. It's how little can it be? I think we've made big ones be the norm, but the little ones,
Justice for little penis.
Yeah. Well, then isn't the average like 5 to 6 inches?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I think, and from what I've heard, and I don't know if it's just women trying to make you feel better, but the monster ones are not really quite enjoyable.
I would say that's true.
I
would say that's true. Different for different people, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
Which is an expression that I truly believe comes from sex.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
And different strokes. The television show. No, it doesn't.
It just comes from the motion of the ocean, the stroke of your joke. Do you want to know what? Can I tell you what the opening line? Oh my God, you're gonna die about this. Now I've just gone so off the rails, and this will be the final thing I do in the show. I'm just announcing that so everybody can
Get
be
ready.
excited to get rid of us. I actually think we killed it today, Brett. This is what I wrote to the guy that I went on the date with.
Oh.
This is our text message, okay? I'm not kidding. This is what I wrote to him. I gotta scroll up to find this because of what we just said. So he wrote to me, okay, he said, we met on Hinge. You only have your first name, and I don't have what I do, so I don't have nobody knows who I am.
Okay.
He only had his first name. He has a very unique first name, so I typed it in and was able to find him. So I knew who he was. He asked me how I knew, and I wrote to him how I knew. And so he wrote, I reverse engineered the logic and figured there wouldn't be too many Roxys either. So I looked you up, and so I looked up Roxy, and you popped up number 1. You are so Boston.
Oh.
And I said to my core, and he said, I love your voice. Crying, laughing emoji, okay? Crying, laughing emoji. So I said, then why are you crying, laughing? And he said, it's a compliment, Roxy. Take it. Geez. And then I said, it's like the difference between I love your dick, crying, laughing emoji, and I love your dick, melting emoji. Like one of them would make you be like, this person I had never met before. The crying, laughing makes you think somebody's telling a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not being real with you. And then he wrote back all capitals, ha, 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 ha. So I knew it was going to be okay. But I was like, after I wrote that, I was like, that was such an inappropriate thing to say to somebody that I have not met yet. And but I don't know what to make of. I love your voice, crying, laughing. Everybody knows I've got a really fucking distinct voice, and it is my voice. There's nothing I can fucking do about it. So I was like, is that going to bother you or not? Do you actually like my voice? Wouldn't you hate? I love your dick, crying, laughing.
Yeah, it was the emoji was complete. I mean, I love your voice. Eyes with the heart.
Yeah, hearts.
Yeah, something like that.
Anything.
Yeah.
Eyes with the heart.
Yeah, come on, people.
We're just two old hags talking about which emojis to use.
Well, if you want more of this, and I probably won't be engineering it. Come to the live show. We got to sell this thing out.
Yeah. So the first part's stand up.
Yes.
So that people are gonna nail. And not to steal his joke, but I was talking with Winston yesterday, and he was like, because he broke his leg.
Yeah.
He's like, well, for me, it's sit down. Which I hope he uses. And it is super sit. It's not stand up. It's sit down. Kid can't stand right now.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, but he's gonna make his way to the stage.
Yeah.
However long it takes. But for us, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about...
And we're going to kind of be swapping out and stuff,
it's going to be a really cool show. TheChristianHarloff.com. Do not go to the Flappers website. It says that it's sold out. It is not.
No.
But I heard that this morning Kristian texted that 80 of the tickets are now gone. So this shit's filling up.
And if you want us to do more, please go get your tickets, because the only way we can keep doing these if we sell these out, or at least sell a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
And we want to do more of these. They're fun.
Bro, everybody keeps being like, go on tour, and it's like, let's first see if we can sell out our backyard.
Yeah.
Because we got to. Otherwise, we fucked.
Yeah.
So come support us. It's gonna be a really fun time. It's a Friday night. What the fuck are you doing anyway?
Yeah. Nobody does anything on Fridays.
On that note, Kristian, I hope we made you proud today. I have a feeling we did not. Thank you guys so much for joining the show. Brett, thank you for figuring out how to engineer on the fly. And thank you to the Advil I'm about to take to try to kick this hangover. We'll see you next time for the big thing.